everybody? My name is Dumptruck, and this is another great episode of Chasing the Ride, where we simply get to sit down and talk with some of the Denver area community members about what they're doing in the motorcycle world. I'm joined by my friend Scott O'Sullivan of the O'Sullivan Law Firm.
Hello, hello. Thanks, everybody, and thank you for having us on the main stage. It's super weird for us, and I love it.
It's really cool, right? I had no
cool.
idea it was going to be public address, so for the first time, maybe ever, I'm actually paying attention to what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right. And so today we're joined with the crew from Rust Ruin. So why don't you introduce yourself, Ted? I know who you are, but...
My name's Ted, co-owner of Rust Ruin Motorworks. I've been a motorcycle mechanic for a few years, you know. Tattoo artist, custom knife maker, blacksmith, just kind of all around do everything.
Nice. And who might you be, Kate?
My name is Kate, also co-owner. I work kind of under Ted, mentoring under him, learning everything I can, handling social media, events, all the not so fun stuff.
So I want to start with you.
That's intimidating.
Because I want to know how you first started riding. When did that happen? When did you get that bug? Because I know you now rip. But yeah, so tell me a little bit about that.
I do rip a little bit. I started about 4 years ago. I rode on the back of my dad's growing up as a kid, and eventually I was like, this would be so much more fun for both of us if I was on my own and we could ride together. So took the course, got my endorsement, didn't get a bike for a little bit, and my dad was kind enough to let me ride his 1200 Ducati Monster. So
Great
that was a
bike.
awesome beginner bike, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Not sure what he was thinking there, but that's really what...
You're alive.
I'm alive. Only laid it down a few times, so...
Nice. And then when you first got your own, what was that?
First bike was a G310R BMW. I wanted to start on something small, really learn how to handle it, and I think that was the right move for me. Moved up to a 700, and it was a perfect transition.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Ted, how about you? How long, what was your first bike? When did you first start riding?
My first street bike I got when I was 18 while I was in the Army. I was a...
Thanks for your service, man. Navy, hoorah.
It was a Honda Shadow 600.
Such a classic, great
Really good bike.
You know, didn't know much about bikes at that time. You know, I had dirt bikes as a kid. You know, we just crashed the shit out of them.
Like you're supposed to. I think
Yeah,
that's actually
totally.
It's in the manual.
Yeah, if you haven't bent the forks and lit it on fire at least once, it's, you know, you didn't own it. And then after the 600, I bought a Harley while I was in Alaska. And
That seems logical.
Well, it was great until I found out that Alaska was like where all of the stolen motorcycles go. And it ended up the bike I had bought, I spent $10,000 on it, and the cops came and took it away from me a month later.
No way.
Man.
Perfect. That's awesome.
But yeah, so, you know, and then, yeah, just been riding ever since, building custom bikes and, you know, never get anything, buy a stock bike, and the next day I'm chopping things off of it because I don't like it.
That's
How did that
understandable.
start? I mean, so Army to what? Transition? You know, besides... how did that work?
From high school, I went straight into the Army at 17. After the Army, I became a tattoo artist. I started tattooing in the Army and then just started, you know, transitioned into that professionally after I got out of the Army. And motorcycles and tattoos just go hand in hand.
Totally.
It's very true.
So, you know, between the motorcycles and hot rods, you know, just kind of rolled with it for the last 30 years or more. I don't know.
And from Alaska to where? What state? Where?
Back to Colorado.
Back to Colorado. So born and raised here?
Yeah, born and raised in Colorado. You know, I was stationed in Fort Benning, Georgia, and Fort Wainwright, Alaska, and then just came back to Colorado.
It's a good place to come back to. I lived here 05 to 11, and this is still probably the only place I would move back to that I've lived before. It's a really awesome community.
Yeah, Colorado's nice because a lot of people, they think when you're in Colorado, you can only ride like 2 or 3 months a year.
Long riding season
And,
here.
yeah, we got a huge riding season here.
I mean, look at it
and-
outside right now. It's what, February 1st?
I
Or
live
no,
in North
January 31st?
Carolina, and they're under almost 2 feet of snow,
Yeah.
and I'm here in Colorado, and I'm
Yeah,
sweating like I stole something.
Yeah, exactly. We've had a very nice winter this year.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then, so tattoos. How did you get into the custom and kind of chop world and that kind of side of things?
It mostly the same way I got into tattooing and knife making, and I just wanted to see if I could do it.
Yeah.
And I'm cheap and didn't want to pay other people. So, my ex-brother-in-law and I, we started chopping bikes in our garage. We had a one-car garage and a minivan, and we'd go buy used bikes and just start hacking them up and welding them back together.
That's awesome. I want to dive into some of your other, your art and knives and all that stuff in a minute. But I was kind of around when you had first walked into a shop, and I want to hear your origin story about how you got Kate involved in motorcycles and this whole thing.
Yeah, I just kind of had a crazy idea one day that like it would be a fun environment to just kind of be able to go into the shop, headphones in, tinkering on stuff, and you deal with customers, but not so much. I was really over the whole retail side of things, so just kind of started asking around at different shops, like, hey, you need any help? I don't know anything, but I'm willing to learn, and eventually that led me to a shop where I met Ted, and then it's all kind of history from there.
Yeah, I love that. So before walking in, because you're already riding your own bike, were you doing your own maintenance and wrenching on your bike?
My brother helped me do an oil change on the BMW, and I just had so much fun. I was enjoying every second of it, and so I was like, yeah,
Nice.
that would be fun.
And so what I love is how many shops do you think you walked into before somebody was like, oh, yeah, let's help you?
I guess it was the second shop that was like, yeah, come along, and then things didn't work out there, but I met this guy, so couldn't ask for any more.
Yeah, the rest is history. And then you guys opened, when did you open Rust Ruin? How many years ago now?
A little over a year ago.
Yeah.
Officially, we opened last May, but we've had the shop since January of last year.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And, so tell me what your dream is for Rust and Ruin. I mean, I already seen your work and it's amazing, but what's your dream about what you guys want and ideal kind of builds or customers, that kind of stuff?
Sell hats and T-shirts.
I hate you so much.
Make
right
a whole
now.
bunch of money off of that, so we don't have to do anything.
We want to be a T-shirt company.
Yeah, basically. No, we just like to build custom stuff. We really, our biggest thing is we get people that bring bikes in, they want to build a custom motorcycle, but they don't have, some of these bikes you look out here, they're $100,000, $25,000 to $100,000 what these guys have in them, and we want to do the $10,000 bikes, where we got people that they know what they want, they have the drive to get it, but they don't have the money. So we like to work with them, and help them out to get them riding what they want to ride, not what they have to settle on. And so that's why we do a lot of vintage stuff. Because you can buy a cheap Yamaha Virago, and you can take that bike, you can build a cool cafe racer out of it, you can build a cool chopper out of it, and you're not shoehorned into one design or one idea. With us, we'll do whatever you come up with, and we're good with anything.
Yeah, and that's, you nailed it perfectly. So during COVID, I worked with Zach, Rooster Rides, and we just found an old Honda CB360, 72, and I had a vision for what I wanted. It's the same kind of thing you're talking about, less that we spent on this thing. It's over in our booth now, because I wanted an old, cool thing that we could change into something different. And for years it had been a hooligan, and it was doing flat track racing, and it had sparkles and house paint and all sorts of crazy stuff on it.
Awesome.
And he turned it into what the dream was, and then Cody helped kind of put the finishing touches on it. But yeah, and now it's something that I love. It's old. I love older things too.
I saw it over there. It looks very good.
And it starts every time.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Did you know that old bikes run really great if you take care of them?
Or when they're running on both cylinders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, they put 2 in there on purpose.
Is
One's
that
not
right?
for show.
Yeah. First time I took it out for a ride, I'm like, man, this sounds like a lawnmower right now. Yeah, exactly. It was only one side. Yeah, it was really
What kind of tractor is this?
Exactly. Yeah, and so no, I love that people can see their creations through, and you make it happen. It's just amazing. And I think, to me, because I've seen a lot of your art too, is essentially you guys are like Renaissance people. Right, you do it all. I mean, talk about. I mean, maybe you brag on him.
Yeah.
So tell me, Kate. Tell like it's hard to get it out of him. So why don't you tell me about his like you know what I mean? He just does all this crazy stuff.
I mean, it is crazy. When I first met him, he was mostly talking about his knife making and being on Forged in Fire. Which
no way.
Yeah, no, I was on that show.
That's a cool program.
Yeah.
Weren't you one of the first in that show?
Yeah, I was on second season.
So that was a very cool talking point. I was like,
Well, yeah.
no way. That's awesome. Come to find out, he does leather work, he does sewing work, art, painting. I mean, you name it, this guy can do it. And if he can't do it, he'll figure it out because...
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a rarity in the custom culture side of things. Typically, you have someone that's good at this trade, someone that's focused in this trade, this trade, this trade. When you find someone that is a utility tool, says, what do you need done with this bike? We don't have to outsource it. Just let me go through my Rolodex of knowledge on how to do things. Pick up my welder this time. Pick up my leather stamp that time. Like, get my Sawzall and chop this thing apart. Like, whatever the need calls for. Like, Paul Cox, that's what that reminds me of. Paul Cox used to work at Indian Larry's shop. He is very much I don't know how to do it right now, but I'm about to show you what kind of artist I am. And those skill sets and the fact that you have that is wildly unique. And to share it with the community to create attainable custom motorcycles is just absolutely dope. So what else is this guy that want to tell us that he does?
So, like I said, I'm a tattoo artist. Been doing that for over 30 years. Custom knife maker, blacksmith. I grew up in a machine shop. I have my own machine shop at the house, mill, lathe. I've got a couple of CNC machines.
Yeah, you should see this guy's house. I mean, it's insane.
I taught blacksmithing at Brighton High School for a year. Let's see. I was on Forged in Fire. I won that show. I've been on a few other light competition shows like that. I do custom paint work. I paint skateboards. What else? Make jewelry, leather working, metal casting. We built a...
I'm exhausted listening to you.
I'm jealous.
I'm jealous too.
It's actually kind of funny because I get people, they're like, well, what do you do? And I start listing off all this stuff that
laughing at them.
that I do, and they're looking at me like, I think you're full of shit.
Yeah, sure thing, buddy.
And then like we have a Softail that we built into a chopper, and like I've done hand engraving on it, laser engraving. I made the fenders. I made the forward controls. I've done all the sheet metal work. I've done, and so it's like I've got everything that I do like on this bike with metal casting and jewelry work and engraving, and the only thing I didn't do is tattoo the fucking thing.
I think what's so one of the things that so I have a brother-in-law that's a lot like you, except for the tattoos and the motorcycles. Like he is a welder and a carpenter and leather and jewelry, and like I always see it as it's this amazing part of the brain that you guys have that can do all these artistic things, but I also see it as almost like a little bit of idle hand syndrome. Like
definitely.
And I see that for sure.
Yeah, it drives my girlfriend nuts. We'll be hanging out, And we're trying to watch TV, and I'm sitting there like, I know there's something I could be doing. You know?
Am I late for something? Is there something I could be doing right now?
I need to be outside, go outside and make a knife, go, do something. And it's hard for me to sit still. And sometimes it has its drawbacks because then my brain locks up because I got so much shit that I want to do that I can't get nothing done.
Yeah.
So
He'll come into the shop probably 4 out of 5 days a week, and he's like, look, I made this last night. And I'm like, that would have taken me a week.
Yeah. Where does that creative side come from? Like, when was that nurtured? Have you always been a creative person? Like, through grade school, were you in art classes or any of that kind of stuff?
Ever since I was a little kid, my grandfather grew up in the Great Depression, and he believed that if you wanted something, make the fucking thing.
Yep.
Because none of us had any money. Nobody was going to be rich. So if we wanted something, we had to make it, And he was a guy that was like, look, here's the tools, here's the equipment, figure it out, don't chop your fucking fingers off, and if you need help, ask me. And that's just kind of where we went, and my whole family, everybody in my family was on my mom's side of the family, all of them were machinists. They were all manual machinists, and I started working at a manual machine shop when I was 12. And we learned how to make stuff from there, and I was always in art classes. I went to art college, which was a complete waste of time.
Turns out my parents were right. Art school was a waste of time.
Oh, yeah. Every time we get people come in the tattoo shop, like, I'm going to go to art school. I want to be an artist. Just fucking do art.
Just be an artist.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Art school's a waste of money.
You don't need a badge to be an artist.
Exactly.
You need to actually create something.
Yeah. All the people in the art school are going to do is tell you what they think is art and what isn't art. And those people are morons. It's the old adage, those who can't do, teach.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I hear it's very prevalent in that part of the education system. Yeah. I'm learning about it right now.
So my youngest son, you haven't met yet, but maybe this summer, he's got a lot of what you guys have. He's been a poet since he was little. He's an artist. He does stand-up comedy. He's doing now acting, and he apprenticed with a guy this past summer for knife making.
That's
and
awesome.
Just all of these things. And what I love about today's world is you can do all of these things.
Yeah.
Right. I grew up. My dad was a Chevy dealer. One of his stores closed. We had all the machine stuff in our garage, and I worked in all these crazy things, and didn't cut off any fingers or do that kind of stuff. And you just learn to make stuff. Unfortunately, law school killed that in me, right?
No, I'll bet. Yeah.
It just killed it.
It's a little involved, turns out.
Yeah. But I'm always, I have a lathe and I do some stuff, but I'm like, I can't make another bowl, right? I'm like, I wish I had that, idle hand syndrome.
Yeah.
Because there's times I'm like, why am I watching TV? This is stupid.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that I'll catch that from Ted.
Yeah.
So
I was about to actually ask you about that. Do you find some of those qualities kind of contagious to where you're sitting there going, man, I could be learning something right now, or I could be fixing this, or start continuing on that project?
yeah, I think it's been kind of a work in progress for me because I kind of have the opposite of whatever idle hand syndrome would be. I can be a little lazy.
You're like, no, I could chill. We're good.
I'm going to just watch you do it.
Yeah, right? But watching, I think it's just kind of through osmosis of, I guess, it catches on, and it's kind of like I'll find myself at home now and I'm scrolling or doing something dumb, and then I'm like, maybe I could go draw something or go do something. Something with my hands. So I think it definitely is a little bit contagious.
And I think it's important for us to put the phones down and
so important.
connect or create
Totally.
or both.
I'm so over technology, and it still is just, it runs all of our lives. So less of that. I heard a quote the other day that said, consume less and create more. And so that's really just what I'm trying to focus on.
Totally. Yeah, some of, my best days are where I'm doing a thing, like you're in your shop and you're doing a thing regardless of what the thing is, and 8 hours go by, and you have no idea what just happened in the world, and it's awesome.
It's the best.
It's the
That
best.
is the best feeling when you get so immersed in something that it's just nothing else exists.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and that's, so we've been working on, it's hard. So we try and work on like creating things at the shop, but at the same time, since it's a business, we have to be on social media. And because now it doesn't matter what you do. If you're not on social media, people aren't paying attention.
It's like
to
you
you.
don't
basically
exist.
do not exist.
Yeah, word of
And-
mouth has changed.
Yeah, word of mouth
It's through your
like,
phone.
If you can't show people what you do, they don't believe you. They don't care. So we have to do the social media side of things, but we also have to make sure we're not eating our time up with just that. It's like right now I'm teaching her how to do sheet metal work. We're building a gas tank for a chopper.
Sick.
And it's made out of a piece of 16 gauge flat piece of steel. Showing her how to roll the edges, how to use a planishing hammer to dome it so that the sheet metal isn't flopping around. And the whole time we're like, oh yeah, we need to film this so we can post it. I don't think we filmed any of it.
My advice to you there is outsource that so you can keep being who you are as business owners and makers and have someone do what they're good at. And you can stay focused and you don't have to have your fingerprints on it, but it can still get done.
So, but then again, that's the other side of like being the guy that makes everything and does everything. I don't trust other people to do the thing. So
No, I get that.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it. Yeah, I mean, there's probably in today's world a camera that's just up in the corner in the shop,
Yep.
and you just like a Ring camera for God's sake.
The things you can do with a 360 camera, where you really don't have to care about the angle. You just put it in front of you and do whatever you're doing, and people will just edit that for you.
yeah, and that's we've been working with a couple of different people with it, and we had Enrique. He did a video for us, and it was amazing. Like
He's a talent.
such a good job.
He's a talent and
We love working
and
with
a
Enrique.
hell of a human
And,
being.
so yeah, we definitely want to work with him more. Just kind of
Also
up our
just-
game with that a little bit.
And getting more equipment so that we can set something up and forget about it and just do our thing. I mean, it's a work in progress, but I think we're on a really good track with the social media stuff, and
It sounds like you're bringing a lot of the marketing side of stuff to the business.
that's kind of my focus since I can't do everything that he does.
Yeah.
That's my job, and then learning as much as possible when I'm not doing those things. So
So do you have a formal education in that, or it was this needs to get done, I'm going to learn how to do it?
I was doing it for my dad's business for a while, and I learned a lot through that. I did go to school for business for a couple years. I didn't graduate or finish, but I definitely have some knowledge from that and try to use every bit of it. So
Well, cool. Well, I mean, marketing is, a lot of people look at it like it's the secret sauce. It's the magic. No, it's spreadsheets, bro. Like, that's what marketing is being organized.
Well, so after I did Forge and Fire, everybody's like, oh, you got to do social media. And after doing that for a month, I almost broke every piece of technology I own. Because unless you have somebody doing it for you, it's a straight up full-time job.
Yes,
And,
it
it is, yeah.
I can do anything but computers. Like I touch people's computers, I touch their iPads. I've went through like 5 laptops at my tattoo shop.
He's broken multiple computers just from touching them.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it.
Well,
This
by
guy and
touching
technology
you mean
don't mix.
throwing across the room.
No, actually,
no.
literally,
Literally
typing
touching
on them,
it,
and next
done.
thing you know, the damn thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's scared of you.
That's
Yeah.
the universe going, this is not the tool you were
this
meant
is,
for.
This is not for you. Use a hammer.
Yeah, on this.
Yes, exactly. And I've lost quite a few cell phones that I set them down on the workbench, and then I set the hammer down on top of them. Whoops.
They don't like that a lot. No.
So what is something you tried and you're like, nope, not for me?
Computers. That's literally it.
That's the best answer, though.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah, you don't need those.
Yeah.
So, like, out of everything that I've wanted to learn, the only thing I haven't tried yet is actually boot making. I've done
Interesting.
watchmaking. I've done jewelry making,
With size 14.
rebuilding engines,
10
things
over
like
here.
that. Well, the funny thing is I bought all the sewing machines and stuff to do it. I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Yeah, you can't create more time in the day or something?
Yeah.
What are you slacking off?
Yeah, it's my ADD. Like when I get like hyper focused on stuff, I'll buy all of the equipment to do it and everything, and then I'll learn how to do it. I'm like, all right, well, that was cool. Let's go do something else. So
Yeah.
Totally.
yeah, I've got a collection of tools that is just unbelievable. She helped me clean out my storage unit. It took us 3 days,
I did. I did.
and so yeah, you know, I could have a tool sale and probably retire.
Honestly.
It's really important to always be learning, and that's something that I have picked up just in recent years whenever I really wasn't challenging myself by doing like new things necessarily. And whenever you do that, it really helps keep you sharp. If you're always like, and you're in the thick of it right now, like learning so much, you're in like sponge mode.
Yeah.
And that is
Trying to
so
be,
important. Yeah, so important for your self-satisfaction, happiness, and to stay sharp. Like, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yep.
I mean, straight up. It's really cool that you have that. You may see it as ADD, but what I see is I mean, just becoming an actual resource. And now you have an opportunity for the last like year and a half now to be a resource for your community.
And we're kind of shifting our focus at our shop a little bit this next year. Instead of doing like strictly just fixing other people's bikes, we're going to open up about half our shop up to a DIY space. So people can come in, they can rent a booth, they can rent the tools, they can do their own oil changes, they can change their own fork seals. And if they've got something that they need to do, but they can't figure it out, then we're going to be there to help them. And we'd like to run some seminars, teach people how to do basic welding classes, you know, work into basic sheet metal forming classes. You know, we got a machine shop at our motorcycle shop, so you can show people how to use a lathe, mill, drill press, grinders. Just give people access to stuff that not everybody has. You know, I mean, everybody with the cost of housing and living and stuff, everybody's living in apartments now. Nobody has a space to have a machine shop or to have a blacksmithing shop or, you know, even to change oil on their own car or their motorcycle. So if we can offer, you know, space for the community to come in, work, learn to do their own stuff, that just helps grow what we're doing later on down the line, because none of us live forever.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is I love that, because I was thinking back to my son, Michael, and when he was younger and ADHD, and he was an inventor of things. And he entered this science competition, and he created this fidget thing that was for your foot that you could sit underneath on your desk. And we tried to find maker shops that would let him in to work on a lathe and do stuff. And I get it, he's young, that's fine. But there was not a thing. We couldn't find anything for him. So Dad goes and buys a lathe, and you know, that we do the things, and which is awesome. And like, he won the competition. They wanted to get a patent for him. Yep. And you know, but then he's on like, oh, that's funny over there, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So,
well, and the thing is, like you were talking, it used to be, you know, back in the 80s and 90s, if you had a motorcycle shop, you farmed out your welding, you farmed out your machine shop. You know, if you needed an engine machine, you farmed that out. If you needed parts made, you farmed that out. And the biggest issue with it was the guy that was running the machine shop, or the guy that was running the welding shop, or the sheet metal shop, or the paint shop, they didn't want to teach people. It's just like in tattooing. Like back in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s, getting an apprenticeship at a tattoo shop,
damn near
you
impossible.
had to know somebody.
You got to be a hang-around for a long time.
Yeah.
Tattoo shops are where I hung out. And like coming up, that was my third space. Like it was always tattoo shops and kicking it. And just to be comfortable enough to be a damn hang-around at a tattoo shop takes a minute. Like you really had to like prove your salt a little bit.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that led to that was people didn't want to create their own competition.
Right.
But, you know, people need to understand, if you've been doing something for 20 years and you have the skill set of 20 years of experience, the person you're teaching today isn't going to have your experience for 20 years. Because no matter what you teach them, they still have to build their skill set. So you're not building your competition, you're building the community that's going to keep what you're doing going farther down the line. And we've run into it a lot with tattooing and knife making. People have these trade secrets that they don't want to pass on to people because
and then they're lost.
Because it's what makes their design or their item special. Yeah. But then if they don't teach nobody, then nobody knows how to fucking do it anymore.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and I think, that's the part of your origin story, which I love, which is like, hey, I'm interested, and you're like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah,
let's get going. Yeah.
We were working at a shop together, and, I didn't own the shop. I was just working there. Was teaching her, training her how to do a tattoo, or how to do the motorcycle thing. And it was farther away from where we both lived, and it's just a whole situation. We decided, I'm going to just do my own shop, but I wanted to bring Kate along with me, but instead of being like, I'll bring you here and we're going to teach you how to do this and you can work for me, I did the equivalent of walking up to your 5-year-old kid and pushing him in the pool to teach him how to swim.
Yeah.
And I was like,
this is the way.
I was like, you're 50% owner of this business. Like, I'm not
Figure it out.
It doesn't matter what you bring to the table. This is half yours, so you're half responsible for making it successful, and you're going to help figure it out. And after the first look of panic in her eyes, it's worked out. We both have our strengths in it. She handles the social media side of things. I handle, the mechanic, like the main mechanicking side. But on the, in between it, I'm teaching her everything I know. And, it's a good way to keep her get her into the business and keep her interested in it, and to force her to actually do it because she's responsible for it.
It's true, and I have nothing but gratitude for this guy. I mean, it was terrifying when he asked me that. I don't know what it's like to own a business. It was a dream I've had for a while, but I thought it would be years down the line that this would happen. So him making it happen this soon for me has just been such an incredible opportunity, and I've grown exponentially just in the first year, so I'm so excited to see where we're going to go.
And one of the things that that I love that where you guys just go do things. That's what I love about this community, is just like, we're doing a thing.
Yep.
And we're all in. I do this stuff in the philanthropy world where I work with these kids who are headed off to college, and the ones that are really the most interesting to me, I try to direct in different ways, because I'm like, don't waste your time. Like, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to go to business school. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like what do you? I don't even understand it. And when they say it, I'm like,
I don't understand it.
Yeah, you're in business school right now.
No, I was, but still didn't understand it.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Like, wah wah. And so, but now you're doing the real thing. You got to figure out.
That's
what I need.
There's no better learning experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Best business school out there. Own a business.
Yeah, and it takes the courage to go do it. There's a lot of people that don't have that courage, and I'm proud of you guys for doing it, starting something cool. You're making a name for yourself in the world. Your shop is making a name for itself in the world.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I feel like it's satisfying a big need right now. There's a vacuum that was created by an entire generation that gate-kept knowledge. And so we had to now go to the internet, because there's a disconnect there between elders with knowledge and people that seek it. And the people that seek it kind of changed. Like, what success was redefined for almost an entire generation. And now you've got people like yourself, like me, that are thirsty, that want to learn more. And now there's businesses like yours that are showing up, and it becomes that resource. And you've got a big strength. Like, you're not the only DIY shop, but there's room. The rising tide really does raise all ships.
There's room for all
There
of
are
us.
millions of asses and saddles
Totally agree.
in the Denver metro area. Nobody's shop is big enough to service them all. You're not each other's competition.
Well, back when I started building bikes, back in the 90s, you could stand at a motorcycle shop and throw a rock and hit another one.
Yeah.
I mean, you went down Broadway, there were, you had 15 bike shops. But if you wanted to learn from any of those bike shops, not a fucking one of them would talk to you.
At all.
If you
Barely
wanted to
get in the front door.
If you wanted to pay them to do the work, they were your best friend. But if you asked them to teach you how to do it, nobody wanted to talk to you. You couldn't go into a parts store and get information out of those people because they wanted to gatekeep it and keep it for themselves. But then they also wanted to judge you. Back in the 90s, all my choppers I built were Japanese bikes. CB750s, Seikas, things like that. And you'd walk into these shops and you tell them you're working on a Japanese bike and they'd laugh at you.
Yep.
They wouldn't even offer to sell you a part, because, this is for a Harley. It won't fit on your bike. I'm like, motherfucker, I got a welder. I'll make anything work. And
You don't know me.
It's just everybody wants to be like, if you don't ride a Harley, you're not riding a real chopper. Or, you know what? I don't give a shit. If I want to ride a fucking Harley, I'm gonna ride a Harley and I'll rip all the fucking badges off it because I don't give a shit. Bike's a bike. If it's got two wheels, it's a motorcycle, and we have to have respect for everybody who rides a bike, whether it's a chopper, a sport bike. Except for unless it's a bagger. I don't respect baggers. Unless it's a Goldwing. Goldwing, that's a good bagger. But
Oh, wow. You're just hurting people's feelings.
He's trying to get us murdered.
dude.
Are we getting canceled?
We get these guys that come in with their fucking street glides and all this shit, and they're like, I want to make this thing go fast. Cool, go buy a fucking sport bike.
Yeah.
Buy something that doesn't weigh 1,000 pounds.
Start there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you got a 1,000-pound motorcycle that you tried to make go fast. Would have been way cheaper to start with a 500-pound motorcycle.
But you're actually really true. Like the bike that we were talking about earlier, my whole goal was to make that thing lighter and lighter and lighter.
Yeah.
Make it for the purpose that I want it for, not to do what it used to do, like have a new life.
I own 14 motorcycles. Most of them are Harleys, got a couple of Hondas, some choppers. My favorite bike is my 650 Royal Enfield Interceptor.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing better than riding a slow bike fast.
Right.
You can get that thing out, and yeah, it tops out at 80 miles an hour, but you can do 80 miles an hour through every corner.
Yeah, because it's made. You've got it balanced right. It's got all the
super
things.
light.
Yeah.
You let me ride it for the DGR. Excellent bike.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice.
And it's a cheap, good, fun entry-level motorcycle.
Yeah.
And it just, you don't need to spend $20,000 to get a cool bike. Just buy what
So
fits
true.
you. If you look at something and you think it's cool, who cares what other people think?
That is exactly
That
right.
is something that more and more people need to attach on to. Whenever people are first getting into motorcycles, I like to help by telling them to stop listening to people about what you want. Like we had guests on the previous episode. They work with Twisted Road, which is a really great opportunity for people that just got that M endorsement to go ride this kind of bike, that kind of bike, that kind of bike, that kind of. Now you actually know what you want.
Yep.
Instead of watching Sons of Anarchy and going, that's what I want. You might find out you're not a Dynabro.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to do that $20,000 later. Like, how about spend a couple of bucks, go ride a whole bunch of stuff and see what you actually like. Be true to your own self and what makes your heart go pitter-patter, and then that's the motorcycle for you.
And that's the best part about the
Absolutely.
motorcycle industry and just the culture. It doesn't matter what kind of bike you have. You can make it your own, make your own style and your own riding style, and you'll have a community that'll fall right in with you. And you don't need to conform yourself to fit in with them. Because there's everybody out there, if you like mini bikes, fuck, You watch
Hell
You
yes.
watch people
I
riding.
love
Totally.
mini
Look-
bikes.
There's that sweet little,
Yeah,
what,
that
like,
little
little grom
monkey
there.
right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Smaller the bike, bigger the teeth.
Exactly.
Tell you what, I've never been hurt more on a tiny bike in my, and I'll never stop riding them because I don't have any sense, but they're absolutely fun as hell.
Yeah.
If you're
I mean,
not giggling, you're
Yeah.
something's wrong with you while you're riding one of those. Yeah.
you buy a 50cc mini bike and you put a 125 kit on that thing.
See what
Is
happens.
it a good idea? No. Is it fun? Hell yeah.
That's perspective.
Do we have one at the shop waiting to be built? Yes.
Nice. So,
So.
one of the things that we always try to talk about too is like adventures. So, misadventures, adventures. What was the first time, Kate, while you're riding somewhere and, this thing happens? That's like one of your first stories you love to go to, Kate, on that.
Ooh, that's a good question.
It could be see a thing, did a thing, broke a thing.
I mean, it was a very fun thing when I first started riding. The amount of like kids that you get waving at you and adults
yeah.
being like, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So that was pretty cool. And then just riding with my dad has been such a, like, those are memories that I'll keep forever.
That's awesome.
And he's the best. So shout out, Dad.
Good job,
Yeah.
Dad.
Way to go, Dad. You done's good, Pops. What about you? You've
Yeah,
been
what about
around.
you?
You've done a couple of things.
I like long rides. I bought my Dyna. I got a Dyna lowrider. I bought it in 2019, and like no shit. You were talking about the Sons of Anarchy thing. I went to Sun Harley Davidson just on a whim, and they had this fucking Dyna sitting out there. It was black with a skull on the tank. It had the little quarter fairing. Like it looked like it fell off the
Movie
production
set.
truck for
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, I'm gonna buy that fucking thing. And
Gotcha.
I bought it, threw some loud ass pipes on it.
Riding through this world.
Exactly. I did not go buy white tennis shoes though. But I was like, I've always been a chopper guy, so instead of putting the tall shocks and tall bars, I put some ape hangers on it. I put the shortest shocks and the cheapest shocks I could find on it. They were like 9-inch shocks, so it had about an inch of
But
travel.
you're losing like 2.5 inches or so.
Yeah, it was slammed. Put some forward controls on it, 21-inch front wheel, raked it out. And then I decided I'm going to ride to New York and back.
I like that plan.
And the funniest part about that whole trip, like running into people, I'd stop at a gas station. I got my tent, my saddle roll, and all that stuff on the back of the bike. And I had I think I had a LaPera bare bone seat on the stupid thing too. And all these guys on their baggers and their Road Kings and things like that, they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just rode from Denver." It's like I'm heading to New York, and they're like, "On that?" like, yeah, it's not the greatest idea, believe me.
Yeah, but the
So-
experiences are awesome. I think
yeah.
I have an 89 Sportster 4-speed. It's my first Harley, still have it. I took it cross country twice. I am literally too big for that motorcycle, and it did not stop me at all. I just brought the handlebars up and did whatever I needed to do and ripped. And it's the
Exactly.
same thing. People are like, "You can't ride that cross country." I was like, "No, bro. You can't ride this cross country."
And that's just it. Any bike can be a tour bike if you got the right mindset.
That's just a matter of distance. It's not a matter of which family of motorcycle did you purchase.
Yep. And if you need saddlebags and,
I know a guy that does leather work.
get a backpack and some bungee cords and you're fucking rolling. So, but yeah, long rides are my thing. Like, my ex-wife and we used to ride rigid frame choppers to Sturgis every year.
Well, I can feel my kidneys right now
Yeah, I
saying,
know, that sounds
thanks for
so
not doing that to
fun.
me.
Yeah, I had a 79 shovel head, foot clutch, no front brakes. Like, I think it had a
Every time I
2-gallon
see
gas
that,
tank
I'm
on it.
like, it scares the shit out of me. I'm going to
Yeah,
be honest.
brakes
Every
are
time
for
I see-
quitters.
Yeah. Brakes are for quitters, yeah.
And I used to ride at Sturgis every year, and I've ridden it out to Milwaukee. I rode it to Albuquerque, and everybody's like, "Well, how do you do that?" I'm like, "Well, you get on the fucking thing and you go, and does it suck? Yeah, eventually, but
And then you
just-
stop. You grab a beer or a burger, and then you go again.
Well, the biggest thing about when you ride an uncomfortable bike a long distance is you get to a certain point where you don't have a choice to finish riding. like this fucking sucks. But I'm either halfway there or halfway back. So you just keep going and, you deal with it when you get home.
For me, that's like 2 weeks on the road. Once I've gone 2 weeks on the road for whatever journey I'm on, and I'm too far away to be like, something happened at home, I got to go home.
Yeah.
It's like, well, got to go home. That's going to be about 4 days because you chose to ride your Sportster cross country.
Yep.
And your ass has nerve endings in it, so you have to pay attention to what it wants you to do sometimes. And it's just, and that's when it starts to feel like I'm really out there too, though. It's like, it's not just, oh, I'm away from my home base. If anything happens, I can't do anything about it. It's, I'm out here now. Now I'm actually doing what I came out here and set out to do, which is lay down miles and probably think a lot.
Yeah, and that's, you get halfway through, trip out to New York. It's, it's a 2-week trip there and back for the most part. And you get halfway there and, it kind of sucks, but, you like you said.
Don't say that about Iowa.
Iowa, Illinois,
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Oh, man.
Well, the hill country in Pennsylvania is
Nebraska
really beautiful,
and Iowa, the nice part about them is the highways are nice.
Yes.
It's like you ride on your way back, you're riding through fucking Nebraska, and you're like, man, this is great. Then you cross the state line into Colorado, and it's like you decided to just jump off road.
It's same with when you go up to Wyoming, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what do
Yeah,
we're
for
paying
me,
taxes, right?
Yeah, Colorado has all this, tax money, but they sure as fucking putting it in their roads.
No, they are absolutely not.
So.
And sometimes I almost feel like when you enter the other state, they're like, see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
They were nicer.
It could be better.
Our state may be flat and all we have is corn, but look at them roads. Those are nice.
Yeah, whenever I cross over into South Carolina, I know it's like the rhythm section. I was like, okay, I need, my teeth are chattering. What is going on right now?
I can tell you the worst roads I've ever ridden on were in Alaska.
Well, yeah, the roads are like temporary at best up there.
Permafrost roads.
Between the roads and the mosquitoes. Like you'll be riding and it'll be a literal, it looks like fog, and you're driving through half a mile of mosquitoes.
Oh my God.
And
sounds like a good day for a bagger to me.
Oh, man, you did not ride without a helmet up there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I did once. A thing. You just end up with the cemetery of dead mosquitoes in your eyes.
That's a worse place to ride.
Yeah.
I've never ridden in Alaska, but when I've been up there, I've been between hatches with the mosquitoes, and it was the worst experience I've ever had. And that was between hatches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's insane.
When I was up there, I was in the infantry, so we got to walk everywhere and carry our houses on our backs, Yeah. So we'd be out there in the wintertime, and we'd set up a tent, like these big, squad tents, kick on the Yukon stove heaters while we would melt the snow. And the fucking mosquitoes would hatch inside the tent.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It was super awesome.
The things you learn.
Terrible. The one thing I remember, though, we were up, I can't remember, it was up in the middle, up by Denali, and going up above tree line, which is not high, it's like 2,000 feet or so, they would go away. So we would just immediately hike out of where we were and try to just get as high as we could just to get away from these things, because it was unbearable.
People, that's like the worst part about that state,
Everything else is amazing.
Yeah.
That's the only state I haven't ridden in, and I am just chomping at the bit for whenever that window of opportunity, because timing is everything. Especially on a trip like that, you really need to be prepared to be on a proper bike. I'll probably do it on some kind of adventure bike just so I could just rip and smile about it instead of work through it. I don't want to push through the pain. I'm going to be like, yeah, mosquitoes.
Well, there's that cat that's from Colorado. His Instagram is at Traveling Chopper.
Oh, yeah, Charlie.
Man, that guy.
Charlie Winslow.
Hundreds of thousands of miles on a rigid
everywhere.
Freeway. Yeah.
He's taking that chopper to every country you're not supposed to go to because they're fighting each other with missiles and artillery. And he was like, they were really nice to me.
Well, that's, was that Ewan McGregor show, that Long Way Round? They rode through
Great
Russia?
series, yeah.
And then that fucking Charlie, he goes out and does it on a chopper. And it's like,
hold my beer, even though he doesn't drink.
I think so. Do you guys have? And we already got an announcement here, so sorry if we can't hear the audio. What rides would you guys recommend around here to somebody who's either just starting or is doing it for 20 years?
Like if somebody's coming to Colorado and they want to ride, I always recommend the Peak to Peak ride. It gives you the whole mountain ride experience. You'll get some of the twisting canyons. You know, it's mostly straight, but you get a lot of nice views and stuff up there. But yeah, that's about it. That's the only one I ever really recommend to people.
Yeah. How about you, Kate?
I was just going to say, like, I don't know if it's peak to peak, but up to Estes and Netherland.
Yeah.
That's a ride that me and my dad do all the time. And there's a cool biker restaurant bar. I'm trying to think of the name of it in, like, Rollinsville area. But that, I think, is worth the trip out there.
Yeah. Nice. So when we get close to the end here, we always try to come up with just kind of a fun question. Maybe you lead us off this time. I came up with the last one.
I love when people put me on the spot like this.
Yeah. That was the handoff. Like I ain't got nothing.
Oh, the baton. I don't know. Let's see. A question about motorcycle stuff.
Make sure this is going to Kate. I feel like I've done all the talking.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. No worries.
So what is... damn it, Scott. I hate you so much right now.
We could do the music thing again.
I mean, it's not a bad question to go to.
Why don't you? Yeah.
So what... When it comes to food and making stops, food is a really big thing whenever we're out there on the road. My friend Stacy Wilt has a whole channel about it called Ride to Food. You should definitely pay attention to it.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
She's a dope lady. She lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
But food is a big focus, whether you're going there on purpose or you ride by it, make a U-turn and go. Do you have key places that are a part of your regular rides in the hills here?
Not really, honestly. That's a horrible answer, but I love a good coffee shop. I will stop at almost any coffee shop and check it out.
What are you ordering? Are you pinkies out, or are you like, give it to me black cowboy style?
I mean, most of the time I do drink just black coffee, but at a coffee shop, like a nice joint, I'll get like a little shot of espresso, pinkies up, very high, you know?
What's your go-to road food?
Probably breakfast burritos. Yeah. I gotta stop. I have an addiction.
Yeah, that's a good addiction.
It really is.
It is. It's the best addiction, in my opinion.
And it's the easiest food to eat while you're riding.
Exactly. You gotta be efficient, handheld.
I'm just saying, sometimes the mornings are a little bit cold, and you're like, I'm gonna put this in my jacket for 15 minutes, and then when I get a little bit more hungry, I'm gonna bust it out and go ahead and warm up from the inside.
The best meal I've eaten on the bike was a bag of grapes. Set that on your tank, you're munching. You're riding, you're munching.
I bet that sits right there. The gas cap probably keeps it there too.
It's perfect.
Depending on the bike.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
That's the
and
first
you have
I've
something
heard
to
that.
throw
I
at
love that.
people.
Yeah.
Which is also good.
Get you some grapes.
How about you, Ted? What about you? Food, go-to?
On long rides, I just eat crappy shit from the gas station.
Yeah, bathrooms.
I'm usually...
Lots of trips.
I almost never plan when I go on a big ride, so I'm just like, I'm going to go do this. And I, throw a couple $100 in my pocket and take off. Hopefully I have enough for gas. And so I just buy the cheapest food I can get. Yeah. So
you can do that.
So a lot of
$100
those
get you 1,000 miles. So you got $100 to eat on for a few days. You can do that really strong on the road.
Yeah.
And I hear those hot dogs are just the best.
Oh, yeah. Well, like... if I'm going on a long ride and I'll stop by and I'll visit people that I know, I'll actually pack my tattoo equipment with me. Oh. And then I'll go out, I'll do some tattooing, make some money, pay for the rest of the trip. So
nice. So how can people find you? Tell into the cameras, your socials, website, shop, all those things.
Website is rustandruinmotorworks.com. Social media, we are Rust and Ruin Motorworks on everything. You can find us on YouTube. We're going to start doing more like long form videos. Come check it out. we've got some cool stuff coming up. So
By the way, I want a hat and a T-shirt. I'm just saying.
Double XL.
Who do I got to talk to?
we'll get you one. At the end of the day, you'll
buy
have
the
a
booth.
hat and T-shirt.
Especially because you make not black T-shirts, which
Oh my
I'm a
God, thank
massive
you.
fan of.
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
I have so many, like almost all of them. are
When
black
we first started doing T-shirts, I wanted black. It's what I wear every day. And Ted was like, we're not going to do black T-shirts. None. Finally convinced him. So
Yeah.
we've got some black going, but we have other
Yeah, we have
varieties
some black
as well.
ones, but our first ones were, I wanted them to look like shop rags, so they're the blue, like
that's
paper
cool.
towel color.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the best.
I like that.
They get dirty real fast.
Well, if you're looking to get dirty real fast, this is the joint you need to go to. And what a great conversation we've had. Just another awesome episode of Chasing the
Totally.
Ride.
Yeah, thank
We're
you
so
guys.
lucky to do this. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we
This has been
appreciate
awesome.
everything
Thank
you
you
guys
so
have done for
much.
us in the community. So,
Yeah,
great meeting you.
Hey, well, I'm sorry about that.
No.
Great job. Great job. Thank you. Thanks, Kate. Awesome. Well, stay tuned for our next one. We'll be around 1 o'clock or so today. And come out and see these guys and get your custom bike done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Your dreams can come true.
And give it up for Rider Justice. They've been one of our biggest supporters. We love you guys.
Well, thank you.
All right, y'all. This has been another great episode of Chasing the Ride. Work it out.